know to do. I do prep as well. I garden a lot and and I process food. I put up all kinds of food. And I also teach that if y'all are interested in learning more about this. Of course, there's a lot of places you can learn. And I always tell you, I encourage you to Google it, YouTube it, whatever you got to do, get your library card, get to the library, whatever, whatever your way is, and learn how to do this stuff. Put your water aside, get that good food put aside so that you're not just eating junk. If you do get stuck at home, who knows what they may put us on lockdown again. And I know I'm talking to a lot of friends in New Zealand and different places that have, severe restrictions when these things have happened in the past. And it's so important that we're all prepared. So I just wanted to touch on that a little bit and to say, as I always say, you put your hands on your heart and you can close your eyes and you can just slow your breathing down and just tune in and calm yourself. It's amazing. You can also walk in nature. You go out in your garden or out, in your yard or out in the woods or wherever you're at. Take off, go to the lake, go to the beach, go to the river, go to a creek, get in your bathtub if water is your thing, as it is mine. But whatever it is, go ahead and really, increase those practices that you use and teach your children, teach your grandchildren, teach your friends, your neighbors, your clients how to stay in balance when things go haywire, because it's so important. When you're scared and you're running in fear, you make mistakes. You get hurt. You can be controlled out of fear because somebody says do this and you'll be safe. And, you need to really tune in again, get back to your center and ask yourself, is this where I need to be? Is this what I need to do? And just take that time to help yourself remember, that you are in control. You're not alone. You're never alone. And that you got this, you got this. And I say that all the time. We have to remember we got this. We're good. So let's go ahead and just, accept, the way things are and prepare for the worst and expect the best. That sounds like a good plan to me. And that's kind of how I live my life. I try to do this daily. The other thing that's been put on my heart to share is balance. It's always about balance. It's been a really tough week for me, and I like to practice what I preach. And I found myself these last few days, we're going through some challenging stuff in our family, and I found myself really getting frustrated and angry and not going to center, not praying like I should, not meditating like I should. And I think it's very important for me to be transparent about that. And as I woke up this morning and realized, I just need to walk my talk, right? So I wanted to share that and to, let you know that even those that meditate, even those that pray, from the people that are Christians, the people that aren't, whatever your belief system is, none of us are perfect. And we all fall short, and we make mistakes, and just to be okay with it and forgive yourself. And that's where I'm at today. I'm forgiving myself for my little tantrum yesterday because things weren't going my way. And it was very important to me. And it was a very important situation. But I feel like I could have handled it a little more maturely and not stress the people out around me by getting quite so upset. So just remember, you don't have to be perfect. And it's okay to say no. That's another big thing. We givers, we give and we give and we give. And we give out. And a dear friend of mine a few weeks ago texted me and she said, how much time are you spending on self-care? And I responded with, not enough. And she left me alone. And if she's watching this, thank you for that, Jeannie. And it was just a nice little reminder that if I don't take care of me, no one's going to, and I'm not going to be able to continue on this health journey and get better. I'll go backwards. Stress is it's a wicked, wicked thing, and it affects all of us in different levels. Wherever your weakness is in your body is where stress will attack you. And it's so critically important for us to just take care of ourselves. And again, what does that mean? For some people, it's going and getting a manicure. For some, It's, going and watching a funny movie. Some go jogging. People have different ways of taking care of themselves, but it's extremely important for us to drink enough water. I know y'all have heard this probably your whole lives, but when you drink water, it hydrates you, it hydrates your skin, you look better, it hydrates your brain so you can actually think clearly. It hydrates the organs so everything works in the body. And, if you're tired and you're just like run down and you're just not feeling it, ask yourself, how much water have I drank today, or in the last few hours? And just get you a nice big glass of H2O, throw you some good fresh lemon juice, always fresh in there, and that'll help alkalize the body and it'll hydrate you. It'll give you a little pick me up. It'll give you energy. You'll be amazed at what just water can do. And then, of course, there's the dietary stuff that, I'm trained in, and it's so important to eat electric. If we want to be electric, we eat electric, we think electric. And, to eat electric means to eat as close to nature as you can, as fresh as you can. And yeah, sometimes that's out of the grocery store, from the produce section. And that's okay. If that's the best you can do, maybe it's frozen fruit. It has to be better than processed anything. There's just too much processed chemicals and crap in the food that we're eating. And you probably can tell it right after you eat it. You don't feel electric. You feel down and drained and tired. And so do your best to eat as much electric as you can. If you're going to eat some processed food, just try to cut it out as often as you can. Fasting is incredible, to take a break from food and just in general, to just drink water. Some people fast, dry fast, they call that, and they'll do it for days. I don't recommend that for the average person that's never fasted. I say start slow. And again, I'd be glad to help you with this. But it's amazing. People think I'll starve to death if I skip a meal, but actually your body works better and you feel clearer. And when you fast long term, you actually become closer to source, you become closer to spirit. And it's absolutely incredible the way that your body starts to accept that. When you eat fruits and you eat vegetables and you fast, you just become more spiritual. You're more joyful. You're happier. You're, you probably laugh more. People will notice and even tell you, you just seem calmer, more at peace. And that's just simply by changing, what we're putting in our body. And to me, that's phenomenal. The first time I fasted, it was mind blowing. It really was. And again, you need to start slow. If you don't know about fasting, you should, get in touch with me, start with some fruits and, maybe eat fruit for a day or two, drink some good lemon water for the next day, and then just kind of wean yourself off the fruit and, drink just lemon water and then water for, maybe 24 hours. You'll notice probably you get a little headachy depending on, what level your body's at. If you're very ill, chronically ill, you'll have more symptoms. You'll make it, I promise you. But, it's not going to be as easy as somebody who is in, really good shape and, they don't have any health concerns. But if you have serious health concerns, please contact me and let me help you walk through this. Again, I've got prices for everyone. Fees, we'll work it out, whatever we have to do. It's more important for you to get healthy than for me to get rich. So, I don't do it for free, but I definitely will adjust my pay scale to help you if you're in a space where you really need that in order to get yourself where you need to be. It's interesting to me, the people that are at this point in time talking about the chemicals in food, and they're pushing away, sodas and chips and just all the junk that they grew up on. And it's a collective conscious movement, because we are moving into a higher vibration and we are finding ourselves becoming more intuitive, more spiritual. More people telling me that they've never really had clear visions. They're having visions. They're having these very strong dreams, premonitions. Their intuition's like off the charts. And I believe truly, as many do, that this is a collective consciousness shift. And as we shift, we're only going to get more spiritual. We're only going to become more gentle, more passionate about health and creativity. I also know that people are talking about how they're communicating without speaking more and more. And as they're thinking about things that's happening like that, so like that means you better be thinking good thoughts, because if you're stinking thinking and you're wallowing in, ugliness and problems and just, we all have it. We all have that voice in our head that beats us up. We all have a different name for it, but we have it. And when you hear that coming in, just quiet it. Just listen to it for a minute and realize that that's not truly you. You are a spiritual being having this human experience. And when that humanistic stuff starts and it starts, tearing you down, or you start thinking negative, it's time to step into the spiritual and to remember who you are, and to also know that that's not real. That negative talk is not real. So if you're thinking, I can't do it, shift that to, yes, I can do it. Maybe I can't do it all today, but I can do that. I bought a shirt recently and it says stronger than yesterday. And that's my journey. I just want to be stronger than yesterday. And maybe I won't be tomorrow because of something, who knows, maybe I overworked in the garden or something and I feel kind of down. But I have to remember that, I am a work in progress, and it's okay. It's okay for me to have those moments where I take time and I regroup and, and get myself back together. So it's crucial that we remember this, that we don't have to be perfect. We don't have to give until we're empty. We do not. No one expects that. There's no way that a creator, whatever you believe in, the universe even wants you to be drained so that other people can be healthy. That's nonsense. It's nonsense. I just want to share that message so much so that you really understand that you're a beautiful child of God. Source loves you. And it's so, so important to know this, that Source just loves you and that you're everything that you need to be and more. You are enough. Hi, Jerry Ann. How are you tonight? How can I help you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm wonderful. I'm wonderful. Thank you for calling.
Yeah, it's whatever needs to come up.
Okay.
Is it in regards to health? Is it because that what I wasn't paying attention, to be honest with
Um, are you looking for something in particular? Or you just want me to
I'm
share what
looking
I
at whatever the universe has to tell me.
Oh, beautiful. Okay. Well, instantly, I see you walking. I see you like walking in the woods, out in nature. Is this something that you like to do, or is it something you're planning to do?
Yeah, I actually do quite a bit of it.
Okay.
I have a place that I go that has a creek run through it and trees and nature, and I actually grew up there, and it's that's where magic happens for me.
Uh, that's really interesting. I was about to say, is this a spiritual place for you? Is this a place where you feel really connected?
Sorry?
This is a place where you feel very spiritually connected, correct?
Oh, wow. Okay. I know you're not going to think I'm crazy, but some people out there might.
No, what's the
That is
experience?
where I go and play. I play with the fairies there, and I know without
Okay.
uncertainty that when I'm there, whether it's guardian angels, my own angels, I know they're all around me, and I've connected with them from the time I was newborn until about 7, and then I shut everything down, and yeah, I'm getting healthier. I'm healing a whole bunch of shadows. And of course, as you do that and your vibration rises, well,
I
lo and
love this.
behold,
I
I think
love
I got
talking to
spirits
you.
and stuff
Yes.
coming all over the place.
Yes, I love this. You're incredible. I see like a lot of pink light around you, like crystally pink light. And it's so funny you said that about the guardian angels and the fairies because that's what I was feeling like. There's this like incredible, you said magical. I'm thinking spiritual experiences that you've had in that place. And you're opening yourself back up. It's like, whatever shut you down. And I did the same thing as a child. I was shut down. I kind of had to, or I think they might have killed me, to be honest with you. Um, my family was very Baptist, and for some reason, I wasn't allowed to be spiritual and Baptist. So, so I learned to be okay with who I am, and still just be who I am and accept it for the way it is. And I feel the same thing about you. I feel like you were questioned a lot when you were smaller and you were made doubt yourself. And now you're ready to just raise your vibration and embrace it, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, it's slapping me in the face. It's kind of like I really don't have a choice,
You
but
know,
it's good. But
yeah.
there's, I guess I'm at a fork in the road that actually has like three forks. I don't know. I believe that in this lifetime and past lifetimes, I've been a healer. Is that what I'm
You
supposed
have,
to do? But I
you
know, like,
have.
when I'm out in public, all of a sudden, I walk up to people and things are just coming out of my mouth. I'm like, I'm not crazy. I'm like, oh my God, you don't know how bad I needed that. No, or I'll pick up a deck of cards and all of a sudden you get cards just like literally come flying right out of the deck as soon as I touch them. So I don't know at this point what I'm supposed to do.
Well, let me tell you, if you're
I'm afraid,
interested in
I'm
working with
terrified of making
it,
the wrong choice.
you can't make the wrong choice. You can't. If you're interested in working with me, privately, you're welcome to get in touch with me. But what I am going to tell you is you're like on that path, and you said it was like the forward and three forks, if that's possible. There are three different directions. And what I got is you just need to take that next right step, and you just keep asking. And you probably saw me say earlier, put your hand on your heart and ask what you
And
need and just have faith.
all right.
You have faith and you trust, and yes, absolutely, you have been a healer, you're still a healer. I don't know if you're interested in doing more training towards that, but I think you'd be really great with plants, like phenomenal with plants, actually.
Well,
um,
actually, when I was younger, um, before circumstances made me feel that there was really something wrong with me, and I shut everything off. I know where I live, there's tons of native plants, um, and I remember going and getting these plants and pounding them and making them things, and if I seen a sick little bird or a rabbit and I remember, I know I did that. I don't know how I knew what to do, but I know I did that.
Yeah, it's because you've done that before. Absolutely. Same thing with me. I mean, I just before I got certified in herbology, I just knew things. As I was growing up, people always brought me broken animals, and broken plants. And when my kids were little, oh, every bird, anything, every squirrel, anything that happened. And I had zero training at that point, but I always knew what to do. And you're the same. I mean, you feel like a kindred spirit with me. Like we could be the same. We're the same kind of person. But I also feel like you give a lot. You give a lot more than you receive, and I've only got like 2 minutes, so I'm going to kind of hurry through this. You really need
Okay.
to love yourself more and focus on your time, your self-help time. Spend more time in nature, and while you're out there, just sit on the ground, put both your hands down on the ground, flat on the ground, and just feel that and tune into that. And girl, get you some good herb books, some plant books, and just get to it, just get back to it and just feel it. You're going to know. You're just going to know. I'm really excited for you. I'm so glad I got you as a caller. Thank you.
I'm just so blessed, and I'm forever grateful.
Oh, thank you. I'm grateful too. I'm always grateful, and I'm very blessed to be on this show. And like I said, I'm really glad I got you as the caller tonight, because I never know who's going to call, and I feel such a connection with you. That's wonderful. You have a great night. Okay.
I'm gonna do some meditating, and in the near future, I'm gonna reach out to you if that's okay.
Do it, definitely. I'm Renee Johnson on Facebook or Full Circle Wellness. You can look me up through A1R Radio. Thank you so much, Jerry, and have a great night.
You.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks, honey. Take care. Bye-bye. Thanks, everybody. This was a great call. Jerry Ann's awesome. And see, she's stepping into her truth. She's not hiding anymore. She's beautiful. You're beautiful. I'm beautiful. We just got to remember to keep looking up and never forget we're not alone. God's powerful, and this energy, this planet with all these animals and these plants and the medicine's there. I guarantee you, if you call me and go outside your front door and take a picture, I can tell you what medicine's growing in your yard, no matter where you are in the world. If I can't tell you, I'll find somebody that can. You have a whole pharmacy of plants, amazing pharmacy, FARM. Take care. Thanks. Good night, y'all. Love you.
Listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, Enlightening Television. Welcome.
Time for Eleanor Gray's Psychic Destiny with Eleanor Gray. Live from GraceDestiny.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is Eleanor Gray's Psychic Destiny
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hello, welcome to Eleanor Gray's Psychic Destiny Show. Have you noticed that we've got royal blue on here to celebrate the coronation of King Charles III over here in London in the UK. So if you're watching all over the world, then it was a fabulous weekend. Everybody enjoyed it. And what about some of those American artists, Lionel Richie and Katy Perry? Brilliant display. Okay, so let's get started here today. It's 7 p.m. in the evening here in London in the UK. I know that it's 2 p.m. over there in New York City and 11 a.m. down in Los Angeles. So we're going to be taking some callers today and answering questions about their lives and about the future. And maybe, just maybe, we'll get a couple of spirit messages that come through from those lovely guides, those souls who have passed into spirit, and we'll see if we can get those connections. Now, I'm using here a very ancient set of cards. These are Greek, and it's about the Greek mythology that shows on all of the cards that you can see. So we're talking about the symbols and the Greek gods as well that are going to give that ancient divination through in the readings. It's quite interesting to just mix and match and use some different tools so that we can still see what is ahead for you. We're going to be looking at pathways today, and those pathways will be prominent as well in the crystal ball. And I do tend to use my crystal ball a lot during readings, mainly because it does actually show. I'm just getting my tools sorted out here, so just bear with. It's always one of those, isn't it, when you haven't got something to hand. So let's see, here we go. There we are. So the crystal ball, let's see what we can see in the crystal. I illuminate this really, really well. So we've got our first caller now, Gwendolyn from Massachusetts. Hello, are you on the line to Eleanor Grace? Hello there, how are you?
Yeah, I'm wonderful. And yourself?
Okay, yes, really well. Thank you. Thank you for asking. Now, I'm just looking here into the crystal ball, and you came straight through on the call. So I'm going to see what is here for you. Firstly, I can see a platform, and it's as though you've taken yourself to an edge. It's really as though you're about to launch yourself into a new phase in your life, which is really quite exciting because it does bring in lots of different opportunities for you and new possibilities, which are always fabulous, aren't they, when we're creating new possibilities for ourselves. So don't be afraid here to go close to the edge of what you want. Perhaps it's difficult for you to say things to people that, you know, you're being too kind or too nice or too shy. But I really do want to push you to find your voice and have that great big say. Really important, because it's a leap of faith that's coming through, and you may be a little bit nervous. Find some courage within yourself, but you're launching into a new pathway. So you're breaking away here from the past decisions that you've made. So choices that seemed to be great a few years back are no longer relevant for you. And that is unusual. It's unusual to see. So, excuse me, let's have a look and see what's in the cards. Does that ring true with you? Do you find that this is now like a big leap ahead? Are you feeling that within yourself, that you have to turn away from past mistakes or decisions and start again, like open a new chapter in your life? Yeah?
Yes, I am feeling that way, and I'm like really confused as to if this that includes my relationship, if that, like, this whole new thing means leaving that behind too.
Well, you've got the 9 here. It's the 9 of Wands, and this is a card that really describes your situation as I could see it in the crystal ball. In the crystal, it was a platform. You're going to the edge. You're about to jump off it, really, but it does take courage to do that. Here, with the card, the first card that I've drawn for you from the Greek deck, this is about you crashing the ship that you're sailing on. That means your life. You're crashing your life on the rocks, but it's 90% that is going and only 10% that you're keeping. Now, obviously, that 10% is you, plus, you know, secret passengers that you can take and that you can choose with you, to go with you. I do feel that there's a lot of arguments. You've got this very sort of argumentative card here, which is all about communication not being very positive, negativity that's around you in relationships. So let's see what's coming next. I don't feel as though you have to be a big drama queen and sort of end everything in your life and move on. I think it's a bit more gradual than that. Here, though, you have a card which tells you about your relationship, and you whether it's true or not, you will be feeling betrayed. You will be feeling as though you haven't had 100% of the commitment that you really were looking for and the commitment that you deserve. So it is difficult for you to be able to reassess. Now here...
Yes, because I do feel as though there may be some cheating. I just kind of feel it in my gut.
Yeah, there is a betrayal there. Your partner, was he... What is the story about his ex, an ex-wife or an ex-live-in partner? There's somebody that's trying to sort of pull here, just sort of pull on his shirt tails and say, look, come back, you're mine. This card here is for you. And this is about moving on. It is about finding yourself in a different situation. Let me take you another card. And it's going to happen quite quickly because you've got this speed that's around you. So you're taking that leap of faith. You will do that. Regardless of your position today, these are events that are unfolding. Let me get you a timescale card because I feel as though this is within 3. Yeah, you see, you've got judgment. We've got the number 3 here, judgment that is coming after that. So 3 months at the most, absolute most, it's going to be a time where justice is served. So this is when the truth will come out and you don't have to ask questions. It will be obvious. Everything will be seen by you. So I feel very strongly now that your best course of action really is to plot, plan and scheme, if you like, sort of be the high priestess. Do make arrangements for yourself to protect yourself. Do make sure that you've got a little nest egg. Do make sure that you are trusting good quality friends. Keep your own counsel. Don't be tempted to tell all and sundry, to tell everybody about your position or about your feelings or about your intentions. It's very much a time for the next 3 months to really look after yourself, take care of who you are, and try to think only about what you really do want for the future. This is not a time for revenge or discovery or trying to blame somebody else for what's happening in your life. It's time to be brave and to say, right, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this course of action. I'm going to plot it out. I'm going to plan to be successful. Because rarely do we plan to fail, do we? And you don't want to fail this time. You want to make absolutely sure that you're the one that's in control of your own destiny. Angels are with you as well. And I do have to say that, that I can feel them coming into my room. I can feel them here all around your face. So I feel that you will be sort of touched here. It's like a little cherub face that I've got, and somebody holding your head, kissing your forehead, and it's just like an angel kiss that you're being given. So the spirit with you, those loved ones in spirit who come really, I feel, to share everything with you that you hold dear to yourself, and marking out a route and a pathway as well for you. This is a straightforward arrow and it's really clear in the crystal. So let's bring this up again so that we can all sort of share in this pure quartz crystal. It really does look lovely. And what I'm seeing here is you enjoying that sense of spirit, really having the power of the quartz crystal to help with cosmic orders. And I think we're going to do a cosmic order for you. We're going to make a wish here because I think you need a bit of help. So everybody that watches the video, either playing it back or live, think about making a wish for our caller here so that we can say, look, find that courage. Do be prepared to move rather quickly, to make your plan and take yourself through those guiding lights that Spirit are bringing here for you. So we wish with harm to no one that opportunity and an opening will be granted to you, will be brought to you, and Spirit will do that. You're gaining a particular soul in spirit who's going to act as your mentor, your guide, that is taking you forward. I feel a little push, this, very delicate touch around your cheek, so you may dream about that. I feel that this is a lady in spirit, possibly mother, grandmother, because it's maternal line here that I am seeing. But I do feel that this is an opportunity now for you to gracefully accept that you are going to be making changes. But don't be worried, you will be helped. It's not a journey that you will be taking on your own. So I do hope that reading helps you and gives you that sort of turning point, I suppose, to say, okay, well, this is it. It's marvellous. And this is what we are going to do. So best of luck with your journey. And I will speak to you again. You can always come through to me for an email reading or a psychic reading, just like this, but it's personal and face-to-face on my website. That's gracedestiny.com. So hop along there and you'll find out all about me. So thank you very much for calling in, and we'll speak to you again. Hope you enjoyed that. Right now, we are going to go to our next caller, who is coming through straight away. I feel that our next caller is here. Hello, are you on the line?
Hi, yes.
Hello, Kathy. Hi there. It's Eleanor Grace here. I'm good, very well, thank you. And Kathy is in Wyoming, so thank you for coming through onto the show. I'm in London in the UK, so we're a long way away from each other, but we are going to get very powerful connections. Now, first of all, I'm using cards here, and what I want to see, Kathy, is where you're at here in the display. So these are ancient cards, and looking here, you've got the world. Well, the world is really amazing. It shows that you're reaching all corners of your strengths as a person, both mind, body, spirit, and also that future pathway that is really very strong. And I think that you're reaching out to everybody. So this is about expansion now in your life, and it's a personal expansion too. So you will be aiming now at new developments for yourself, at you taking either new courses or training, or perhaps even a hobby, a new project or a hobby that absolutely creates a marvelous opportunity for you, because it opens up something new that you haven't tried before. So there's a discovery here as well of talents and skills that you just never knew you had. So test yourself now and don't be afraid to really sort of push the boat out and try something new. Let's see what the next card has got to say to you. Don't forget, these are my ancient cards, which are about Greek mythology. So they tend to go under the surface rather than just look at the sort of froth on the top or the icing on the cake. No, we don't do that. We look under the surface, and that's where we can get decisions. Well, decisions has come through next, and that's judgment here. And that's very important because it means that you've got a clear mind and clarity of vision. And this is an opportunity for you to make a decision that's really good. And it's about you. It's about you. So let's see what's next. We've still got our cards here. So let's have a little look and see what we're pulling through. We'll go dive straight into the middle. Why don't we do that? Let's have a look. Wow, look at that. That's the High Priestess. So this is you now deciding very much upon who you are as well. So what qualities do you have to have? Have you really tried hard to expand your life into a new direction? But this female here is going to be significant, very important for you as a mentor, as a friend, possibly, but also as a family member. So I feel there's somebody close here to you that is going to sort of grab hold of you and pull you out of where you are at the moment and help you to move forward. The expansion is really quite big. It goes across all corners of your life. So it's a bit like reinventing yourself and putting on new outfits, new clothes, new image, new you. That's what this is about. There is somebody as well who I feel is this woman here. She is a bit difficult. She's somebody that could be quite a disruptive influence here in your life, and a person that you need to beware of and perhaps, keep your distance from. I think she's in your circle of friendship groups or neighbours, people that you encounter, generally speaking, on a daily basis. So this is where you will find your own personal sort of parameters. So I don't like this lady. I feel that she's, cloning you a bit, trying to find out a lot of information about you, being underhand and perhaps a little bit undermining. She comes into your life as a bit of a creative person, a teacher, a leader, somebody who says, oh, look, I can show you the way to go. I can give you all the answers and find solutions to all of your problems. All you have to do is listen to me. Now, that's when you've got to have that little bell ringing up there saying, no, I can make my own choices and I can have my own mind to be made up. And I feel that this is where everything begins to go very quickly, and you will find that you're in an entirely different situation to the one that you think you're in. So let's have a look now at another card as well. Let me just see what is here. So again, we're going back to the mythic here, and we're just going to dive in on this section of cards that I have. Now we've got the Empress. This is lovely. This is about you moving on. It's about you taking control of your life, and it's about you being able to settle with a home environment that really suits you. So it's like maybe a house move. Are you thinking of moving house? Is that something that's on your mind, or creating a lush home environment for yourself? And you've got water here, so you are likely to be near water. So is that something that you're contemplating at the moment?
Yes.
Sorry, I can't hear.
Yes.
You are. Brilliant. Okay. So with that move, do you feel as though you have to do this, that there's an energy around you that really makes it very important? Now, don't forget what I've said about this lady here, who is a thorn in your side. Do you recognize her?
I think so, yes.
Yeah, okay. Well, she's also the high priestess. She's somebody that hides herself in plain sight. So she will be a friend, a family member, a neighbor, somebody that is perhaps a work colleague even, but she's hiding in plain sight, but she's undermining you. So you're going to make a judgment call here. And the judgment is to move on. And that is to celebrate yourself and to put yourself in new circumstances, new surroundings that make sense to you, that, give you a really, really great position to start off with now and to start your life with again. It's like that. It feels like that to me, that you're starting something again. Now, I do have the initial C around you. This is from someone in spirit, but also a H as well. So capital H and capital C. I'm seeing those very clearly in your aura when I'm connecting to you. Do you live by the ocean? Do you live next to water?
No, my home is next to the ocean, though.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. It seems that there's a lot more water in your environment, where you're living in the near future, which you like, and I think it's good for you. So whenever you can, go to the seaside or the river or a lake or even just a little stream and just listen to the water. And if you could get anything like a waterfall or a water feature in a garden or in a park, or sit there, because spirit's coming close to you, and it's the water that's attracting your spirit guides to you. These are family members, though, so these are your ancestors. There's 6 of them, and so you've got a surrounding pool of souls in spirit. They're all trying to get through to you here in your dreams. So you don't go into deep sleeps, I don't think. Your subconscious is really quite lively. Is that true? Do you find it that you're sleeping, then not sleeping? Are you doing that at the moment? Yeah.
Right. My sleep has been very sporadic.
Okay. Well, this is when spirit is coming in, and this is sort of tapping. Can you see me? Can you hear me? Are you there? It's that sort of tentative feeling, but there's a lot of psychic power in your family and in your ancestry and in your history. So that will have come down to you. And this is why perhaps you're discovering that you're not sleeping a solid 8 hours or sleeping all the way through, that now it's a time that you really do need to be thinking, all right, if somebody's trying to wake me up or get me out of bed or push me off a chair, perhaps I should consider looking into the areas of meditation and mediumship a little bit more. But you will do anyway, because you're intrigued, and I feel that that's very special for you. So the initial of C and the initial of H, they will be important. So again, we've got this card here of you feeling as though everything has passed you by, that, decent people, the people that you wanted, are no longer there. Is that true?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, here's somebody here who is making a difference now in your near future. This is a man who is, as you can see, full of money. He's got money at his feet and he's quite well placed. Now, he's going to make you a proposition. It's an offer or a proposition which comes through from, perhaps it's work, perhaps it's around your home, but this is a man that's significant. Are you waiting for money at all? Are you waiting for a decision on money, such as, I don't know, a financial rebate or a loan or something that is going to just give you a bit of a financial boost? Because I feel that that's very prominent in the whole of your reading, because you've been picking up some coins, some gold coins, putting them in your pocket and moving yourself around. And I feel that that's a situation that will help you. So within the next 2 months, so I feel now the end of May, April, June, midsummer, you will be in a much better position emotionally and financially, but moving on is part of that. Here you've got the dragon. Now this is a spiritual dragon here, and it's a dragon that you've fought, and that is a lucky emblem, I feel, for you, and it's behind you now. So the battles that you have had are gone, but don't encourage them to linger in your mind or in your heart. So feel strong and make things happen for yourself. Let's look again into the crystal ball. So if you can try and just give yourself a really sort of strong opportunity to look into the crystal. And this is a quartz crystal. And what we're going to do is, we're coming towards the end of the show now, we're going to look at how we can make a cosmic order an affirmation for you. So your dearest wish, I feel, is to be able to have freedom and to not be tormented either by the past. That is very clear here. And a new start, a new beginning. It's all new beginnings tonight, with 6 souls in spirit around you. So you're never walking alone, and you won't do. So let's make another affirmation for our caller with harm to no one. We're going to wish onto the crystal ball, all together, everybody that's watching. And I just want you to feel the power of the crystal, see the aquamarine lights and see the quartz crystal glow. And this is all about communication and your aura and how you're cleansing your aura. So what we're going to do next is make that wish with harm to no one and bring all the good things to us. And you can do this for yourself at home. And we just blow very gently onto the crystal ball. And there we are. There's our wish. There's our cosmic order. And I want to welcome you back next week at the same time, where we'll have more callers and we'll make some more cosmic orders. But in the meantime, if you would like a little mini reading, then get across to my website. That's gracedestiny.com. I've been Eleanor Grace, and it's been a pleasure to read for you. And see you again very soon. Bye-bye for now.
You're listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, Enlightening Television. Welcome.
Time for the Wendy McCallum Show with Wendy McCallum. Wendy McCallum. Live from divineintuition.co.uk.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is the Wendy McCallum Show
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hello, good evening and welcome. My name is Wendy McCallum. I am a psychic medium from Surrey in the UK, originally from Kilmarnock in Ayrshire. So my dad for the last few weeks has given me some fun facts about Kilmarnock, and this week he was telling me about BMK carpets. So BMK made quality Axminster carpets that were shipped all over the world. They were used on the Titanic. They're in Turnberry Hotel, which I believe Donald Trump owns, and they've been used everywhere. Marks and Spencer's, BHS, massive big names. So there you go. That's your fun fact for this week. Thank you, Daddy. Good evening. Well, I suppose you've probably noticed the energy's been a bit strange this week. Have you noticed? Because I don't know about you, but I've been feeling a little bit out of sorts. I've actually been feeling a bit spaced out, a bit not with it, you know. And people will go, well, that's just you normally, Wendy, you know. But seriously, though, I don't know whether you've noticed that the energy's just been a little bit but blah, yeah. So I've noticed that a lot of people has been struggling, and the energy feels a bit flat. I've done quite a few readings this week, and I feel that a lot of people are struggling with the same thing. So I thought I would kind of do a generalized thing on here, and the hope that it helps you kind of move forward with that. So it's almost like people are feeling a little bit stuck, a little bit blocked. As I say, a bit spaced out, not quite with it, not grounded, really. Actually, a good crystal to help you with that would be hematite. So hematite is really, really good for grounding and protection. Hematite helps dissolve negativity. It helps bring a bit of calmness, helps logical thinking, willpower, confidence, and it helps you to be brave. There's another good crystal as well, which I quite like to use when I'm feeling like this. Yes, tourmaline, black tourmaline, and that helps with prosperity, inspiration, happiness, helping with self-confidence, and it helps reduce fear. It's just that I feel that a lot of people are really suffering with their confidence at the minute. They're really struggling to believe in themselves, and I feel that as I look back, I feel that energy, it's been really turbulent, really up and down, you know. And then over the past few days, I can feel a real good shift coming on, a much more positive energy coming in, a real good shift, okay. And there was the strawberry moon the other night, which is also called the sister's moon, and the strawberry moon indicates time for change. Thank goodness. I think we've had enough stress, hardship. So the strawberry moon is great for balancing the emotions, managing the feelings, and it's often a very, very positive thing. Often depicts culmination, so something coming to a head, and release and endings of something. So there has to be, to have, it's great when there's endings because we've got beginnings coming. Now, this moon is a great time for manifesting. It's a great time for setting those intentions for change if that's what you desire. So if you're looking for a new job, it's a perfect time for that. I'm not saying walk out in a job, for goodness sake, don't be silly, but if you want a new job, start setting that intention for that change. Write out what job you want, write out, be specific, write out how much you want, you know, and go for it. You know, this is a great time for you to let go of beliefs that are outdated for you, things that are not serving you for your highest good, you know, and bringing love into alignment, bringing attraction, renewal. There's so much potential with this new moon. It's almost like I want you to grab it with both hands and go for it. Now, I asked Spirit what to talk about this week, and they asked me to speak to you about courage, about being brave. And you're going to think, well, what's that got to do with what we're talking about, Wendy? Well, it actually takes courage for change. We all think that we won't change and we desire change because the situation's not working. We're not maybe happy in our work, or we're maybe not happy in a relationship, or, you know, we want more money coming in. But it takes a lot of courage to actually go forward and do something about it, because we get stuck with what we know, and what we know is safe. So that's kind of why we stay where we are. It's like, well, I hate my job, I don't like my job, yeah, but I know it, and I know that I get paid at the end of the month, so I'm going to stick with that. But it's making me really miserable because I don't have the confidence in myself to go forward and apply for those jobs in case I get them. I'll tell you one thing now, probably one of the hardest things I did was actually say yes when I got asked to do that radio station, because it's so easy to say no to opportunity, but it's so hard, and it takes courage and confidence to say yes. And I can assure you, I was sitting here tonight before the show thinking, oh my God, what am I going to talk about? Oh my God, I hope people like me. I hope they like what I've got to say. It's a hard thing to do. So if I can do this, guys, you can do anything. So Great time for manifesting. Start manifesting what you want, yeah, but don't focus on the lack. You need to focus on what you want, not what you don't want. And it's human nature, again, to focus on what you don't want. So it's like, oh, I don't have any money, I don't have this, I don't have that, I don't have that. So you're focusing on the lack, yeah, rather than focusing on the what you want. So if you want to bring in money, visualize money coming in, visualize money coming through your door, make yourself little pounds and stick them, or dollars, or whatever your currency is, and bring them in, put them in your purse. Another great stone for that is citrine. So citrine is an abundance bringer, a wealth bringer, a money bringer. So put a bit of citrine in your purse and that'll bring money in. And your purse will never be empty while there's a piece of citrine in it. So focusing on what makes you happy, what you want to bring in, not what you don't want. So it's time to be brave, and it's time to embrace change. And Brené Brown, she talks about the power of vulnerability. There's actually a very good, I believe it was one of her televised events that's on Netflix, so you can watch it on Netflix. She's also got a great book called Daring Greatly, and this is all about the power of vulnerability. Guys, if you want change, nobody's going to do it for you. You have to do it yourself. I mean, I get people coming to me for readings, obviously all the time, and some people expect me to wave a magic wand and make it all better for them. I can only give you tools. I can give you tools to help you make that change, to make that positive change, to empower you, but I can't make you use them. And only you can use them. So you need to start believing in yourself. And just literally, I've got my cards in my hands, but literally just before this, I was shuffling the cards, and a couple of cards jumped out. So this one jumped out. I don't know if you can see it. It's the star. And to me, the star's about discovery. It's about discovering yourself. And it's about wishing on a star. So it's like there's these wishes coming true. This new moon is so positive. It's got such a wonderful energy. Honestly, embrace it. Go for it. If you're feeling stuck, you're feeling negative, feeling ungrounded, take yourself out for a walk. Go for a walk, like in the countryside. Take yourself down the coast. As I say, get yourself some hematite, some tourmaline, and try and dissipate some of that negativity and focus on the positives, okay? Because alongside the star, we've got the Queen of Cups. And the Queen of Cups is about fulfillment. It's about nurturing. It's about nurturing yourself. It's about trusting yourself, trusting in your intuition, and knowing that you are strong and knowing that you can do this, okay? So you have this innate ability to be able to make that change. You just need to start believing in yourself. Okay, but in order to do so, you need to let go of things that's not working for you. So if your job's not working, it's time for you to start thinking about making that change to find something that works for you. And I say to my clients, I say, if you could do anything, what would you do? What makes your heart sing? Do something that you love doing. And then sit and meditate on it, and manifest it and visualize it, because energy follows thought. Energy follows thought. Remember that. It is really, really important, because what you feel is real. So I said to Spirit, I said, is this the time? Is this the time to begin to make these changes, to manifest things? And these cards jumped out my deck. If you believe it will work for you. And yes, this is the perfect time for manifesting. This is a perfect time for manifesting. So, everybody's struggling at the minute. And everybody's putting these wonderful false faces on for the world so that nobody sees that you're struggling. So do me a favour. when I was thinking today about what I was going to talk about, and I said to Spirit, I went for a walk with the dog, and I said, what should we talk about tonight? And they said to me about being brave, as I mentioned. And I bumped into a lady who had recently had her leg amputated. And we had a chat about being brave and being vulnerable. And it takes courage. I mean, recently I was very, very ill. I nearly died, and I was in and out intensive care and in and out of hospital for months, and I'm still recovering. And believe you me, sometimes it takes a lot of strength just to get out of bed in the morning. So when you're out and about and you see somebody, give them a smile, because you never know how much that smile can make the day and how much your smile can give somebody just that little bit of strength. So I'm just going to ask for another card just before we go. If you want a reading with me, you will find me at divineintuition.co.uk. You can find me on Facebook, Wendy McCallum Medium, and you can get in touch with me through A1R Psychic Radio. But the yes card's back at. So it's definitely time for change. Go get them, manifest it, and I'll look at that bottom of the deck. Can't make this up. Abundance. Bring in that abundance. It is time. Trust, believe, and receive. Have a wonderful week, and I look forward to speaking to you all next week. Take care. God bless.
Listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time for Susanna Medium with Susanna Hershaw. Live from SusannaMedium.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is Susanna Medium
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Lovely, my lovely listeners and viewers. I hope you are all very well. Thank you very much for tuning into this space here on the Ask One Radio Network, A1R Psychic Radio, and Moonstruck TV. It's good to have you here, listening, watching, and listening. I'm your show host, Susanna Medium, and it means that we are here on Tuesdays. That is a beautiful Tuesday to be here. So I hope you are all very well. Now, I know I have not been here for about, I think, 2 weeks. So it's, when coming back to something what we really enjoy doing and creating for you, I needed to tune into the energy, but it's good to be here. So today, I'd like to talk to you about the power of words, how we speak and how we create our reality. And then you see, we all love talking, whether we are the quieter ones, whether we are the noisier, loud ones. We all love talking and chatting about trillions of things. And then even if we don't find anything to talk about, then we find something. So you might be the one who really enjoys talking about the weather. So if you are here in the UK, you start a conversation with the weather. At least in your second or third sentence, there's something about the weather. If you are living in a very cold atmosphere, very cold space, then you talk about the cold weather, the snow, and so on and so on. But we all love talking about something. And even if we are not saying the things out loud, we still have the conversation going on within our heads, because this is how we are creating our reality. But then you see, it really makes such a big difference how we are creating our reality and what kind of words and phrases we are using. And then you see, I was thinking about, does it really depend on the type of language we speak, or the dialect, or the accent we might have? But then it really is a natural, a human nature. It comes by our human nature. We love talking. So yes, we can look into why or how things are different in different languages. But then I'd like to talk about the polarities when we are talking about something in a happy manner and finding the goodness, or we are talking about the same thing, but approaching it from the negative, the lack, it's not here, it's not working, it's not for me, it's the not conversation. So you see, I'll give you an example. You know, it can happen to us when we have a little cold, when we have a blocked ear, blocked nose, when we feel the pain here and there. And yes, we can look into why is that. So what is happening on the physical body, on the level of the physical body. And you see, the other day we were helping in my community, we were helping somebody who had a very blocked ear for 2 weeks or something like that. So we really try to help the person, and all the healers came together and we said, oh, we are healing. No, we are in the healing mode. We are going to fix you. We are going to help you. But then actually we can help the person only up to a certain point, because the real healing, the transformation, the shift of energy needs to come from within. And then you see, you might be very familiar with the book, the Louise Hay, You Can Heal Your Life. This book. So you might be very, very familiar with this book. If not, then it is a must book to have on your shelves, because when you are thinking, oh, how can I change my life? How can I transform things? And then even when you have transformed things and things still don't work, then you need to look into what is happening within yourself, what kind of conversations you are having, entertaining in your mind. And then you see, I'm very familiar with this one. I read it more than 20 or 25 years ago. But then my attention went to the ear conversation. So at the back, if you are not familiar with the book, there is a chart where Louise Hay was collecting the various symptoms, and then what kind of conversations, what meaning it has within the body, and what kind of affirmations we can use. So I looked into the ear section, and I knew it was the ability, or the missing, or the lack of the ability, the capacity to hear. And then the affirmation was, I hear with love. And then you see the focus was really how we are helping that one person who had the blocked ear. But then that one sentence, I hear with love, really made me think and reflect in our current life. So I hear with love. And then you see, I really thought about what would happen if we did not wait for the physical symptom arise within the physical body. And then we start thinking about an affirmation, how to fix ourselves. But then every single moment we are coming from a space when we say, I hear with love. So I am bringing the words, I am bringing the high frequency conversation forward for myself, so that I am not even there to experience the pain, the lack of the sense of hearing. So I hear with love. And then you see, it really made me think, where in my life, and that's your conversation, my lovely viewer and listeners, so really reflect on this, where in our lives can we find the opportunity when we say, I hear with love, I listen with love. And you see, just really think about this, because it's not that I am looking out for one person and one situation, and then I'm hearing, and then I'm listening with love. But then, in fact, in every single moment, that needs to be, that should be, that could be, that may be, that is the preferably the most beautiful thing what we can do. I hear with love every single moment, regardless of who is talking to me. So we can say, I hear with love to the person who is my lover, my friend, my bestie, my whatever the person, my child, my whatever, my dog, my flower in the garden. I listen to you with love, but then I'm not listening to and not hearing you with love if you are the not kind person, not the nice one, not the kindest, or the lacking person. But then you see, that is the moment when we can catch ourselves, because that's the shift, that is the point of your reference, point of your awareness, when you realize that you are selecting, you are using one language to one person or with one person, and you are using a different type of conversation with somebody else, just because you have had some mind conversation and some ideas in your mind. So I hear with love, I listen with love. It goes to everything and everybody, whether it is a person who is lacking in things and whether it is a person who is really contributing to me. So the energy and then a conversation, the interaction, the dynamics are very, very different. So the invitation, my invitation to you is just really take this. I hear with love. I listen with love. And then every single moment when you hear something, when you hear somebody talking, I hear with love. I hear with, or I listen with love. And then when we are saying this, when we say love, actually the listening is not coming with our 2 ears. Of course, we are using our physical ears to listen because we need to understand the words, and the conversation needs to go on and then happen. But then we are listening with our heart, and then it really opens up a different conversation, because the heart has its own intelligence and so much underestimated. And myself, certainly, I need to learn quite a lot about the intelligence and the awareness of the heart, because everything is happening from that space. So just really reflect on this, how you are bringing that loving listening, that unconditional, unreserved, endless, this omnipotent, forever there, always the light and then the love when you are doing your hearing or listening. And then just see what is going to open up for you. Because when you have a person in your life where the energy goes very fluently, very easily, of course, it's easy to listen and to hear that person with love, because the relationship and then the dynamics have already settled in some very high positive way, high frequency way. But then when we are practicing taking on the I hear with love, I listen with love with the person whom we really don't like, we can't stand, and all those things, then that is the big shift of energy, because you will see something is going to start buzzing within your body. You will feel some physical sensation, most certainly coming and showing you and really bringing you present to your own physical body and your sensation of your physical heart. And then you will realize that actually the whole conversation is never or was never about the other person who was unkind and unhelpful and lacking in various things. But then you bring the energy to your heart, and you are not listening with your mind, with your ego conversation, but most certainly you are going to listen with your heart conversation. And then if it happens to you for the very, very first time, then it's a big, big breakthrough and a big shift. So if it ever happens to you, then you will know, because you will feel a different frequency, you will feel a different tingle, you will feel something else. Unnoticeably, something else is going to be created. excuse me, in the relationship and then in the dynamics with the other person. You see, it's so very important to talk about. So very important to talk about. And then you see, it is not just the sense of hearing and listening, but I speak with love. You know, I experience things with love. And then you will notice maybe your abdominal area, your stomach, the condition, how you digest things, that is going to change for you. So you can really look into it in your own life, on your own experiences, and just have a good reflection. And then once again, you can heal your life, and that is available for every single one of us, because it takes about 30 days to start shifting things and getting into a different pattern. So I hope you enjoyed this conversation. We got to the end. If you are interested in my work, please come to my website, www.susannamedium.com. And you know this very well, it's always 9 letters, ZSUZSENNA medium.com, where you can find various things. And the coaching, what I'm offering is really a combination of my mediumship psychic abilities and how I tune in with your energy, the healing energy, and then really empowering you, not just through words, through the arts, and so on and so on. So get in touch. I would love to hear from you. And A1R, Mr. Dave behind the scene, and all the team, thank you very much. And see you in 7 days' time. Thank you. Thanks. Bye.
You're listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time for Psychic Paths with Suzanne Marie. Live from PsychicPaths.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/Psychic Radio. Or one of our websites, AskOneRadio.com or Moonstruck.tv.
This is Psychic Paths
On A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hello, everyone. I'm Suzanne Marie, and I'm here to do a few readings. Well, one reading. But we are alive, and I am ready. I am a clairvoyant and a light trance medium. So, yeah, welcome to my time here, little time I have, my corner. Thank you so much, A1R Psychic Radio, for allowing me to connect with everyone. So we are starting a whole new month, and I'm excited. I can't wait for tomorrow, June 1st. And I hope that everyone in the month of June, and to remember this always, to be kind and loving to yourself, to give you the space and the time you need to feel your feelings and emotions, and to think and to be clear. We are so busy in this time and age with electronics and devices and everything coming at us that sometimes we forget that we too need love, and we too need time and space to find ourselves, to ground ourselves. Sometimes it's good to ground yourself, and to ground yourself means to stop being flighty or unaware of your surroundings. What I like to do is I like to put my feet in dirt, but if you Google it, there are many, many ways to ground yourself, and there are even new words for it, like earthing. But I think that is one way that we can stay connected to our own being and give ourselves the love and attention we need. Alexa in Memphis, Tennessee. Hello.
Hey, how are you doing?
Good. How are you? I have an
I'm
Alexa. And she
great.
said, hello.
That happens to me all the time.
I'm like, no, I didn't say that.
Yes.
What can I help with tonight?
Um, are you do mediumship, correct?
Yes, I do.
Okay, I'll take that.
Okay. Do you want a general reading or are you asking for someone in specific? Should I see who shows up?
Right. Yes, ma'am. If you can do that, I would love that.
Okay. So they're kind of piling out. um, the first gentleman I seen, he has sort of wavy hair and maybe a light beard, and he's older. But I'm not sure if you know him as an ancestor or a relative. I don't know if he resonates with you. And coming into the reading, he kind of let me know that.
Right, that's correct. My fiance did pass away in December, but that's definitely not him.
Okay. So this gentleman that did come through, he is your kind of like your great great grandfather or your great grandfather, and I think that he's connected. He is connected to your father's side, and I think what's
that would explain it because I don't know them.
I think that what's resonating is the heartbreak.
Right.
I think that there was heartbreak on that side, and I think with your father also that there was a lot of emotional turmoil in their lives.
Yes. Yes, and he has passed away as well.
Okay. Let me see. So you say that your fiance passed away.
Yes, ma'am, in December.
I feel like he's too heartbroken to come through. I feel like he's still very much sad at passing.
Yes.
If you can give me a minute, maybe I can get him to come through. But it feels like there's a lot of processing with that for him as well for you. And
right.
He's telling me, and I'm not, I don't do this to make logic, but he's saying that things tumbled down on him. There was things just happened, and it feels like things just tumbled down, is what he's telling me.
Yes, that is very true. That's very true. It did.
Was he a jokester? Did he have some humor?
He was. Yes.
Because he's saying he doesn't like being a stiff.
Right.
And like I said, I don't.
He is definitely a jokester.
But he's very, very sad. And he said that he was looking forward to a life with you, and something about a location. There was a certain location that he was looking forward to.
Yes.
And he does love you. He loves you tremendously. And to feel him breaks my heart. To feel you breaks my heart.
Yes.
But he is waiting for you on the other side. And I know from spirit, and I know from your great grandfather that you will heal from this. You will not forget this, but you will heal from it. Your heart will mend, and life will go on, and it won't be so sad, and it almost feels destructive. You know, the emotion.
Yes.
It's just so
Absolutely.
raw.
Right.
On
Yes.
both your parts. So I would say if you want to speak with your fiance with a communication, I would wait a couple more months, maybe 6 more months, because he's still
Okay.
processing this too. Um, did you have a walk with him? Because he's showing me walking with you,
Yes.
and it looks like
Mhm.
they were big stones, and I feel like it was evening or morning because the sun is either going up or coming down.
It was in the evening. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, that is forever etched in his mind, is what he's telling me.
Oh.
That moment is like a moment frozen for him.
Mm.
And I'm so very sorry for your loss. And I'm so sorry
Thank you so much, and I
that
appreciate this so
happened.
much. It was beautiful.
But you will heal and you will mend, and this will be an important part of your life experience. But you will heal. I just
Yes.
want you to know that.
Thank you so
Um,
much. I appreciate you.
but I feel like he's so sad about this situation. I mean, he's not sad, you know, in spirit. It's very joyful
Right.
where he is. But I feel like bringing you, you know, into a conversation with him. Um, he's just really sad about the situation, and so am I. So I would just go ahead and ask another medium, maybe in about 6 months, to try again for an open discussion.
Okay. Yes, I definitely
Is
will do that.
I have a few more minutes. Do you want to know anything else from me tonight?
Actually, my best friend, she was murdered about 13 years ago. Her name
Holy
was Star
moly!
Harris.
Oh, I am so sorry about that too.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, she was murdered about 13 years ago. I don't know if she would come through or not.
let's give her a second.
Hmm.
She was attacked and she was assaulted, right? Because that's what I'm
Yes.
seeing. I'm seeing an
Yes, she
assault.
was. Yes, very badly.
She does come through, and I feel like when it comes to her life, she's not sad at this moment. What she's telling me is that she took with her everything that was joyous and happy, even the small moments,
Oh.
because she's telling me about outside also, but sun and flowers, and I feel like
Yes, that was the last place that we spent together. It was full of flowers and like big rocks and water. It was beautiful.
she loves that. That is exactly what she's bringing to this reading to tell you that for her, she brought that with her. That what had happened
Oh.
with her passing didn't linger on for her. What she's remembering is a lot of joy and a lot of happiness, and I feel like she's got like a ton of energy. She's a very energetic
Yes.
person,
Yes,
and
she
she
was.
still is. She still is,
Yes, she was for
and she
sure.
just wants you to know that she's okay, and that's where her mind is at, is the joy and the happiness of life. That's what she holds on
Okay.
to. So thank you
Okay. I'm
so
so
much
excited to hear that. Yes,
I am so
absolutely. Thank you
sorry
so
for
much for
your
your time and your energy.
losses.
Thank you so
And
much. That means a lot to me.
I hope that your boyfriend or your fiance can come back and talk with you with clarity at another reading. And thank you so much for calling and letting me share with you tonight.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much.
You have a great night. Thank you so much.
You too. You too.
Bye-bye. Okay, everyone. This has been another reading, which I love. just brings me joy. And I will see you next week, same time, same place. Have a wonderful week. Bye-bye.
You're listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time for Energy, Healing, and Spirit Talk with Tammy Petricelli. Live from TammyPetricelli.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is Energy, Healing, and Spirit Talk
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Namaste. How is everybody today? Look at that poet, and I know it. Nod. Anyway, it is a beautiful day here in Newark, Delaware. Spent the holiday weekend in Lewis, and it rained all weekend. So it was a stay in your jammies, just enjoy Netflix weekend. So how is everyone today? Thanks for joining me here at Energy, Healing, and Spirit Talk. And I thought we could have a little bit of fun with pendulums. Pendulums. I wanted to talk to you about pendulum use. If you're not using one, they're a wonderful tool for getting answers from spirit, for doing kinesiology and scrying. So you don't have to be great at it. It can take a while. I've shortened my string so that you can see it here on the screen. So basically, a pendulum is just something that swings freely from a pivot point, and it picks up on energy waves. It's been used for thousands of years to find water, crystals, oil. We actually had someone bring divining rods, which is used, works the same way, to find a water leak, pipe burst in our backyard. And they couldn't find it, but they knew that it was leaking somewhere. And the guy used divining rods. It was great. I could have gone out with my pendulum, but actually, psychically, I knew exactly where it was. And I told him, and there it was. But you can use a needle on thread. You can take some string, wrap it around a crystal. I love to collect them. I get them everywhere I travel. I try to find a pendulum. So basically, you want to get used to your pendulum. You do not have to do this. That is not necessary. Just hold it outside of your body. Ask it to show you a yes answer. My yes is front and back. There it goes. And you can ask it to show you louder to get it moving quicker. And then you can ask it to show you a no answer. And if you notice, it automatically changed direction, and I will tell it to stop. So learn your yes and no, and then ask very specific questions. They can't be, iffy or maybe. They have to be very specific. Like ask it your name, and then ask it if your name is is my name Tammy? It is. So if I said, is my name Tamara, it would tell me no, because it is Tammy. Okay. So we can have some more fun with that in the future, because I have Christina in Jeffersonville, Indiana. Hi, Christina. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
And do you have a question for me today, Christina? Or would you like me to connect with someone on the other side?
I guess a question.
Sure. What do you need to know?
Kind of, I don't know if this might be too wide of a question, but kind of I need to know where my life is going.
So you're looking for a direction. Okay. Let's find out. Christina, would you understand? I'm feeling like there have been a string of dead-end jobs. Does that make sense to you? Or your job now feels like you're at your plateau?
Well, it's been actually years since I've worked.
Okay.
So I guess my job would more or less just be the home.
Okay, so you want more in the home. But did you work different jobs, please, or different careers, or did you have a career?
I just worked one job. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, then what I'm feeling with dead end must be their way of telling me you're retired. As opposed to, yeah, because I'm just hearing dead end. So job is a dead end. They were telling me, move away from that. So as far as home, it is making me feel that you're more conflicted in the fact that there is, would you like to move to a warmer climate or down south, but you don't want to leave what you know? Do you understand that? Or is there a connection down south for you?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, I do want to move. Yes.
Okay, because they're making me feel like you're comfortable where you are with your friends, your family, whatever. But you want to get out of there, and you're just a little afraid of it not working out, or it not being what you think it is. Is that correct, Christina?
Yes, and yes.
Yeah. And I feel like Spirit is saying, just do it. You've put yourself in a position that you can go down. All right, thank you. So Spirit says, go down and check it out. Don't sell the house, sell the furniture yet. Go down, check it out, and make sure that you're comfortable. Where you're going to go, what's going to be around you. Then come back and take care of ending things up here. They said, don't be afraid to move because your friends and family will either follow you down there or visit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, they're making me feel like take that leap, take that jump, and trust your heart for once.
Yes, that would be great.
Yeah. Okay. So Spirit tells me that the problem is the thought process issue is that you like to know exactly what you're doing, where you're going, and when you have deviated from that, you haven't been pleased with your decision. So you're afraid to trust yourself to make this decision. Does that sound correct to you?
Yes, there's just so much going on, like with my marriage and living here and everything. So I don't know what to do.
They're saying you got to do what you need to do for you right now. So did I hear you correctly? Something about your son and a marriage?
Yeah, about my marriage and just living here and yeah.
Yeah, but it's where your head is, but not your heart. Does that make sense?
It does make sense.
Yeah. And, it's time to follow your heart.
Wow.
Tell me what it is that you are afraid of most if you moved.
Probably the whole point of me moving probably would be leaving my husband, here. So that's probably the biggest dilemma.
He doesn't want to go?
Well, no, we've just had so many problems. He's cheated a lot, and I don't know how to handle it anymore. And don't know if I can trust him.
Okay.
Again.
It's very interesting because I feel like there's already been an emotional detachment there because Spirit did not make me feel that there was a husband to leave.
Yep.
And that's why. Yeah, that's why Spirit is saying it's time for you to follow your heart. And I feel like I want to say to you that you've given enough of yourself.
Yeah.
That it's time. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And so does Spirit. They're saying you've given enough of yourself at this time. I never tell anyone what they have to do in a relationship because it has to be your choice. Okay. But I do feel Spirit supporting you in the fact that if you do decide to move, that they're making me feel like it would be a positive move for you.
Right.
Yes. So that's your decision to make. Never depend on a psychic, or a medium to tell you what you have to do. It has to be your decision and when. What I am telling you is that Spirit is saying to me, please tell Christina that she needs to follow her heart. And if your heart means it's time for you to relocate, then that's what you need to do. You need to be happy.
Great, actually. Yes, I do. Yep. I
Yeah.
definitely do. Thank you.
Yeah. You are so welcome, Christina. And Mother is passed for you. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes, because she comes through and tells me, would you understand repeating this with what she did in her life?
Yes, I sure would.
Yeah, that's what she says. Thank you, Christina, for calling in. I hope I've been helpful. Please take a minute and watch this again. Thank you, everyone, for joining me today. I'll see you right here next week. A1R Psychic Radio, Moonstruck.tv, 3:15 Eastern Standard Time in the afternoon. And have a wonderful week. Go get yourself a pendulum and start playing, okay? Namaste. Thank you. Bye.
You're listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time for Vancouver Island Media with Terry Lynn Boyle. Terry Lynn Boyle. Live from terrylynnboyle.ca.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio.
Or one of our websites,
askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is Vancouver Island Media
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Well, hello. How are you on this beautiful Tuesday? It's Tuesday, right? Okay. I'm Terry Lynn Boyle, known as the Vancouver Island Medium, and this is my beautiful friend, Nicole Natras. Nicole is an entrepreneur. She's a playwright. She's a dramaturge. She is a beautiful human being. She does creative journaling. Oh my gosh, I don't even know the whole list. Can you tell us a little about yourself there, Nicole?
Well, I do a lot of different things like many of us do in the world where we have a lot of gifts and talents. And I am an addiction counselor. I kind of had two careers. One is an addiction counselor, and the other is in theater as a performer, live performer for over 20 years. Playwright, I help people write their plays. I'm a counselor, and now I kind of help folks. I do a lot of coaching and help folks really achieve their artistic, personal, professional transformation. And she is one of my favorite people in the world.
Yeah, I'm also one of her clients. So.
Well, that's not why.
Oh, I thought maybe I paid her. So, I get on the favorite list. So anyway, Nicole's been with me before, and you've been watching the show a couple times, I know, with Nicole in it. And I just want to say, Berlin is in the house, okay? I just want to say hello, both of us want to do a shout out to, let me just read the name. We both put our glasses on.
Elmira.
Dindeel.
Yeah.
That's probably not the way your name is said, but Elmira from Berlin, you sent us a beautiful, beautiful email, and I promise we're going to get back to you, both of us. And I hope you're listening today, because Berlin, we're in the house, right?
We are. Hello,
That's
Berlin.
right.
It's really nice to get this email from you.
Well, and the thing is, too, is that she talked a lot about your creative journaling, and I am very... this woman is one of my favorite people as well, because she helps so many people with her journaling and the way that you are able to, when you say something, I can be all flustered and upset about something, and I can tell you about it. And then you're like, well, maybe this is why this is happening. What are you going through in your mind? And she starts to make me think about things that I don't think about. And I'm like, oh, well, that makes sense. Okay, I'm being silly. I'm good.
Thank you for that, Terlyn. I feel like I've been really, really lucky in my life to be connected to my center of creativity and truth and love.
So I just want to say something now. We were talking earlier before we went on the air about what you did on Friday. Did you want to mention anything about that, or should we just move on?
We'll just move on.
Okay.
And maybe it'll come up later.
Yeah, I think that that's a good thing. So what we're going to do today is I have done a reading for Nicole before. And when I do readings, we thought we'd talk a little bit about how this works, because I don't believe that I'm special. I believe that everyone can do readings. Everyone can be connected to their divine. They can receive messages. I've probably done this in past lifetimes, because it seems like I've got a little bit more hanging on over on the other side. Or maybe I just have a lot of people over there and they're like, hey.
And you're a little bit modest too.
Okay.
She has a lot more information, but I do think that all of us have that potential,
yes,
right? To be
I think so.
Tapped in when we really tune in.
Well, and I think that just being aware and being mindful, developing a daily spiritual practice, and the biggest thing is to believe in yourself. This past weekend, I went up to the very tip of Vancouver Island in Port McNeill, and I did a spirit fair. And I haven't done a spiritual fair. I've never done medium readings at a spiritual fair because, they're like an hour long, and I was doing like 20-minute readings. So I was a little bit nervous that I wouldn't be able to give enough to the people in that 20 minutes. Oh my God, I'm not going to be able to think of anything. Oh, I won't get messages that quick. So many things came up in my head. But I went and did it anyway, just to get out of my comfort zone, because I tell everybody, oh, is it uncomfortable for you over there? Well, then jump in. So I got to start walking the walk that I talk. So I went to this spiritual fair, and I was booked all day long. I did 20-minute readings, and it was like I was doing a flash reading. I was like, okay, I'm used to I know, right?
Flash reading. It's like speed dating, right?
It's almost what it felt like. They would sit down and I'd go, okay, now I'm used to doing an hour reading. This is 20 minutes. So if there's somebody not coming in, you want to talk to them, just bring them up and I'll try and connect with them. Okay, boom, go. And that's what we did. But the thing was, I had beautiful readings. There were beautiful people there. There were so many messages that came across. So the biggest thing that I learned was, and Nicole can vouch for this, because I was saying that I didn't know that I would do readings anymore. And I was going to back away. And when I went on Saturday, I said, all right, Spirit, you're going to have to show me that this is what I'm meant to do. And when I sat down, the messages that came through were probably stronger than any of the hour-long or hour-and-a-half-long readings that I've done before in my life. It was a beautiful day. So many messages, so many tears, so many people helped. And I walked away going, okay, so let's just go ahead and believe in ourselves, because that's the key, isn't it?
I agree. And also, it sounds to me like you stopped resisting, you know?
Yeah. I just allowed to whatever was going to, come through instead of there, like sometimes you're like, well, maybe not, I better not say that just in case, or something like this, but I don't do that anymore. As of Saturday, it's like whatever comes through, comes through.
Mm-hmm.
So as we're sitting here now, though, I want you to know, Nicole, that your grandmother is here. Your grandfather on your father's side is here. Oh, as well as your grandfather on your mother's side is here. You have a bunch of grandchildren here. I mean, not children, grandparents. Sorry, you're the grandchild. Careful. I have 8 grandchildren.
Just not there yet.
I had kids younger.
My heart.
Her son's only 13.
Mm-hmm.
My son's 36. So,
oh my goodness.
Anyway, so, when we talked about having doing just a bit of a live reading for Nicole here. So some of the things that was funny as we were sitting here, they started coming through and I was like, okay, so one of the funniest things, and I just told her this, it was so funny just before we started, is that all of a sudden, all 4 grandparents started coming in and started talking about how Nicole used to flit around. And I use the word flit because that's what it was. And they say that she was full of joy and laughter, and they could just see the little, what is that word I'm looking for? The mischievous, that bubbly, okay, but we'll go with mischievous.
I had a nickname too. It was Miss Biz.
Oh, that makes sense.
Very busy, running around, flitting around.
Very, very busy. Mm-hmm. So, and some of the messages that have come through for Nicole during this, well, it was kind of like a flash reading, wasn't it? Because it was just like a boom, they're here. This is what's going on. Mm-hmm. You can talk about your father if you'd like to, because a little bit came over about her dad. There's lots of things that Nicole and I have talked about. Oh gosh. Anyway, the one thing that I really, 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 because so many people come in and talk to me about, I have these intuitions, I have these messages, I don't know what to do. I'm not you. Well, you don't know, you don't want to be me. No, you want to be you, right? Mm-hmm. And you want to believe in yourself.
Yeah.
And you want to take control of who you are and always be your true, authentic self, which means self-care, mm-hmm. right?
And to notice what you're resisting. I that keeps coming back to me because...
So you talk about that, because I know I resist to talk about it.
Right. Like resistance is when we just notice we're kind of arguing with ourselves, or we're holding on to something, or we're trying to maybe control the way things need to unfold, or, it never happens to me, of course. But when we start to notice our own resistance, when we start to notice our worry, when we start to notice our control, when we start to notice our fears, that's resistance actually. And when we address it, when we approach it, when we acknowledge it and we're aware of it and not judge ourselves because of it.
What do you mean? Wait. What do you mean not judge?
Like not judge the fact that we're resisting, right? It's like, it's normal. We are having a human experience, right? We are spiritual beings that are connected,
right? Yeah.
But we're humans, so we're gonna want to maybe judge ourselves and want to be perfect and all those things. So for me, when I notice my resistance, say I'm fearful about something, say I've been procrastinating about something, I'll let Nicole do that for a certain amount of time, and then I'll say, okay, that's enough. I'm gonna find out what's really going on underneath this resistance. I explore it in my journal. I take that self-care time and go, hey, what's going on, Nicole? Is this fear? Are you afraid of something? It'd be hard to admit. I still get scared sometimes. Like you're saying, well, I'm still kind of nervous sometimes. I've never done this before. I'm going out of my comfort zone. I'm doing flash readings for the first time, right? So you want to notice that resistance, and then you want to let it go. And how do we let it go? Not by just intellectualizing it, by exploring it, examining it. We might even have some feelings about it. Feeling our feelings, we let go of the resistance, and guess what the universe does? just brings in what you need. Because it just goes, thank you for not resisting that so much. Why were you procrastinating on that? And I believe the universe rewards that work.
Yes.
That's integration.
Yes, it is. That is integration, of course.
And then I can move forward, and then the universe can bring what I need to bring. And the most important thing, I think, is that people get caught up when they're looking at their own resistance and they judge it, and that locks it in. It's like it's locked in, right?
Yes.
Instead of just going, wow, I'm human. This doesn't feel good. I'm not happy with myself for procrastinating on this for 3 weeks, but I'm going to have courage. I'm going to do the right thing, which really is to take care of ourselves and to be self-responsible, to examine it, be aware of it, let it go with grace, compassion, and then we're free again.
Okay, I have a question for you, right? When you were in school, were you the girl that did the term paper that was, assigned a month earlier the night before?
Yes. Yes.
Yes, I was too. So now I have something to aspire to.
Right? But it's like
because you're not that girl anymore.
No. But we all have blocks. We all have resistances. We all struggle, right? We all have struggles.
Oh, everybody. And so that is one thing. Don't judge yourself, especially with the struggles. And don't expect yourself to be perfect. I'm talking about things that I have always struggled with. I was raised in a time to where everything was perfect. People were coming over, the house was clean. Everything shoved in the closet and everything else. And we were all dressed, all of us kids dressed properly. We appeared perfect.
Most important thing.
Yeah.
Right?
So it took me a long time to realize that I don't have to be perfect, that my life doesn't have to be perfect. And if I was perfect and my life was perfect, how boring would that be?
Super boring.
And nobody'd like me because I'd be so much better than everybody.
Well,
right?
And the other piece is that she wouldn't be growing. So, right, when I'm coaching with people and I hear them step out of their comfort zone, like, for example, I just did this new workshop for myself where I work with a lot of creative alchemy. And I was scared to say those words that people would think I was flaky. Kind of like how when I met Terry Lynn years ago, over 10 years ago, and you were just coming out as with your gifts as a medium.
Yeah.
And
I was actually telling people.
I do this. Please be okay with it. Right? Like it's vulnerable. And so I talked about creative alchemy and I went out of my comfort zone and I had all this resistance and kind of judgment. And I had to really work through it and go, this is my gift. Sensitivity is my gift. It's also been challenging in my own personal journey to kind of make friends with that sensitivity in myself, especially as a child, even as a teen. But like I'm using my sensitivity in creativity and truth and love to help others. Let's do it. Let's articulate it. And if I make a mistake or I don't quite give you the right directions, guess what? I can speak in draft. I can erase what I say and go, you know what? Actually, I didn't really mean that. I meant this.
Or you can say, I used to believe that way, but then I've learned something else and now it's evolved into this way, right? Everything evolves. You're never, ever going to say the perfect sentence unless you're looking at someone and go, I love you.
Well, unless you have an editor and it's published in a book, which is really great. I love that about editing, where you can see your words and go, oh my gosh, it's actually perfect now. But I had nothing to do with that because it was the editor who went in and went, what's this punctuation? Right.
Well, she spelled her name wrong. That's 2 L's in there, not 1.
Like there's part of being, having humility is it's actually a beautiful thing when it connects us with our core and that core love, right?
Yes.
That we are loved, that we are enough, that we are allowed to make mistakes. We're allowed, like as Terry Lynn says, progress, not perfection.
Yes.
There's something so beautiful about that.
Well, it is. And, like a lot of times we do tend to be judgmental, and what is that? We look at people and go, oh my gosh, they're so egotistical. Oh my gosh, look at what they're doing. 9 times out of 10, if you look in the mirror, it's actually what you're doing, right? It's the mirror image, the mirror the mirror
reflection.
Sure. Okay. That's the word I
We're
was looking for.
comparing ourselves.
Yeah,
right?
we are.
Comparing
Yeah.
ourselves
Just-
to other people.
Yeah. So when you see something that you don't like in someone, go and look in the mirror and actually look within yourself and say, hey, is this something that I don't like because I do it and I want to stop? So that's been a big lesson for me because, trying not to be perfect. Trying not to be perfect. That did not come out right.
You know what's beautiful though with age is that we grow to have, I think, more understanding and more compassion, and we let go of all those things, right? Like I don't look the same way I did in my 20s. Like
you don't?
No.
Oh, I do.
Or all those things, right? There's a grace that's given when we really recognize each other's goodness, and when we recognize that we're all connected.
Yes,
it's
right.
Beautiful.
It is to be. One of the best times that I felt so much energy, and I was like, oh, like people do this all the time. Wow. I was at a group meditation, and I'd never been to this group before. And there was probably 40 of us in there. And we were all meditating at the same time. No, we didn't all have exactly the same beliefs. We didn't all dress the same. We didn't all look the same. We were, some were in flip-flops, some were in high heels. We were in dresses, shorts. I don't think there was any bathing suits, but you get what I'm saying. And I sat there and meditated, and it was one of the most powerful things I've ever felt. The energy exchange that you have. And then we did a Reiki circle one time, and just, you sitting here and me doing Reiki on you while you do Reiki on the next person and the next person, and just having like a chain. It was like an unbreakable chain with 20 people of this beautiful, amazing energy working through. So
that's where we want to get to.
Yes.
If we can on a daily practice to bring it back to that spiritual practice that you were talking about earlier. We want to get to, even if we can tune into that for 2 to 5 minutes a day, 15 minutes. We don't have to live there again. We don't have to be perfect at all of this. We're all juggling different things in our lives, work, career, the world is a very busy place, family, all those things. But even if we can tap into that self-care, that love, peace, that beautiful energy, 2 to 15 minutes a day, whether it's through journaling, through meditation, through prayer, through art, through dance, through physical activity,
singing,
singing,
anything, walking, swimming,
nature,
yes,
kids, playful activities. It's such a high vibration. I think, honestly, it boosts our mental, physical, emotional, spiritual immune systems.
It does. And
right?
that is I love that.
Me too.
Spiritual immune system. Oh, high five there, girlfriend. Got something there. We're going to patent that. Okay.
Alchemy comes. I also think that you and I together, we're exploring our connection and what we have to offer everybody out there in the world.
Yeah.
And it's been really, just want to say how grateful I am to you for allowing me to share the space with Terry Lynn and to talk about her gifts and to talk about my gifts and how we might uplift other people, because that's the road we're on. That's the path that we're on.
It is. It is. And I have to say that over this year, I have had some health issues, and probably mostly due to stress and overworked and, not taking care of myself properly. And so I've had Nicole come in and help me with the shows because I just have not had the energy to just do it myself. Normally I do 2 readings. And so I will get back to doing that at some point here, hopefully. But for right now, having Nicole, who I feel is, she has so much to say to the world, and please listen to her because she's very smart.
Oh.
You're getting to be a wise old crone.
Thank you.
Although she's like 10, 12, 15 years younger than I am.
But who's counting?
But who's counting?
I'm 103. Okay. I'm just going to come out and say I'm 103. Actually, my grandmother, who showed up today, who always shows up when Terry Lynn's around, she lived till she was 103.
Did she?
And she was such an incredibly strong woman. And it's so beautiful to be around Terry Lynn when you receive a reading because what's beautiful about it is Terry Lynn doesn't necessarily remember every single person, 6 months later.
I don't remember any of them tomorrow.
But my grandmother is constantly on your shoulder talking.
See, I don't know. When I said your grandmother, I said, it's your mom's mom, and you said, yeah, she always comes through. I was like, oh.
She does. I think last time we did a reading, you said, oh, that woman has been talking at me for about 30 minutes before you got here.
Yeah, that happens at times.
Yeah, that's my grandmother. We're so blessed to be able to just know that our ancestors are with us. There's lots of times in my life in creative work and different work where I've literally stopped and felt the strength of my ancestors. And that's partly because I hear them through you.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. So I start sentences and then I stop in the middle of them because they go way over there and I can't quite see them anymore.
Because you got emotional.
Because I got emotional. Or because I started to get a message. A lot of times that happens too. So, your grandma's here. That's why she keeps going like this to me, right? She's going, hey, look at her. Isn't she cute? She goes, she's just a little bit taller than what she was at 3. So Nicole's very short. So
yeah, but inside I'm very tall.
Oh, yes, it truly is. Dynamite does come in small packages on the outside. So, but this is a big thing. When you want to do something like this, okay? Believe in yourself. Be your true, authentic self. And again, accept yourself. Accept you for who you are. And if you don't like who you are, then choose to change that part of you. Try and understand, as Nicole's been saying, try and understand the root of the problem. Where does this fear come from? Is it from childhood? Do you need to look at your inner child and do maybe an inner child meditation?
Yeah.
Do you need to forgive yourself for maybe not being the perfect mother? Because, there's so many of us that are such a perfect mother.
Yeah. And the other piece is recognize that you can ask for help.
Yes.
You don't have to do everything alone. And it's actually a lot better when we reach out and we get support, like coaching or counseling or with a friend, like sharing our problems actually halves a problem, right?
Yeah.
And so just to know that we all have those pieces that we're working on.
Okay. So how often, well, I know you get this from me all the time. Oh, I don't want to be a burden. I don't know if you're busy. You've got so much going on.
And trust that that other person has their own personal power, that they can say, you don't need to take care of them. You can say, that other person can say, hey, you're not a burden, but I can't do it today. Let's do it tomorrow. Trust in someone else's sovereignty. And by sovereignty, I mean their personal power, their personal authority.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Trust in that person's authority. Trust in your own authority.
Okay, so I'm going to trust in myself.
Yeah.
I'm going to accept myself.
Yeah, which is a lifelong process.
Yes, it's
no pressure.
Yeah. Oh gosh, by tomorrow. No.
So, realistic expectations.
Yes. And the big thing too, don't beat yourself up because you're not out there doing an hour-long meditation every single day. Mm-hmm. You're not spending 2 hours writing in your journal, dear diary. Right? Be who you are. You don't have to sit and write in a book. Go sit at the ocean or a lake or a woods or somewhere that you have a happy place and just sit. Just enjoy nature. Find gratitude. Mm-hmm. It's all good. That's a beautiful way to journal or to meditate. I meditated this past weekend driving up Island to Port McNeill. Mm-hmm. You
do it in the shower.
Just thinking, mm-hmm. I don't know. I think everybody just needs to love themselves more. And that is the biggest thing that I can see.
I agree.
Yep.
I agree. It's like liquid honey. It's liquid gold when we tap into that.
Yes.
Right? That love.
We could do a reality show. They have that Gold Rush. We could do, it's on Discovery. I only know because my husband watches it. I don't know. It's something about panning for gold and all that stuff, right? And if we could do like liquid gold rush, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
The gold rush. I thought we
Yes.
were going to do a reality TV show in your store.
Oh, we could do a reality TV show in my store.
Mhm.
We could. Yeah. I do readings. I do. Anyway, I do readings in the store a lot of times. If somebody comes in, I will go, oh, I see them. And I go over and I'm like, excuse me, can I help you? So anyway, we should do that.
We should.
Or you want to call TLC?
Some information on our next time. We'll talk about the new reality TV show.
Yeah, maybe Moonstruck TV wants to do a reality TV show. That would be cool, hey?
I think we're almost running out of time.
I do believe we are, but it's been such a pleasure to have you with me here again. I'm sure you'll be back.
Thank you.
I ask for help now because she taught me how.
And if you have any questions for either one of us, send us an email. We'd love to hear from you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You can get a hold of me on Vancouver Island Medium on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok, or you can get a hold of me at terrylynboyle@gmail.com. And I can shoot you on over to Nicole. Thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you again, Nicole, for being with us. Thanks, Dave.
Answers to any question. You'll love Suzanne Marie readings. Clairvoyant reader and spiritual light trance medium. Tarot is used for spirit confirmation. She's been a spiritual reader for 30 years and would love to be able to bring accurate, clear, visionary readings for those who seek answers. Available online and phone. Call 320-455-2303 or email readingsbysuzanne@gmail.com. Suzanne Marie. Check her event page for specials. A1R Psychic Radio is pleased to announce that John Capello has joined us. John Capello and the Psychic Side, live from johncapello.com.
Hi, I'm Psychic Medium John Capello, and I want to invite you to go to my website at johncapello.com and learn more about my work. My career has spanned over 30 years, and I've had the privilege to share my psychic and mediumship abilities with thousands. I hope to hear from you soon.
You're listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time for Medicine for Your Spirit with Raylene Byrne. Live from RayleneByrne.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is Medicine for Your Spirit
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Namaste. Hello, everybody, from the start of June. Wishing you all the best from my humble heart. We've got some big things coming up in the next couple of months energetically on the planet. So one of the big messages that's been coming through for me in the last few days is that June is a really good month where we need to center our daily actions maybe on connecting back into the earth. It feels like it's a month where we need to be really grounded. The energies are going to be chaotic globally and around us. So staying grounded, staying in your body this month is really, really important. So keeping your feet with awareness as you're walking on the planet, really feeling that, feeling life, looking at nature around you, taking moments through the day to really appreciate what the earth is giving us all the time. It's never ending what the earth is giving us. Unfortunately, humanity over time has taken a hell of a lot from the earth. We don't really give much back. But the idea of appreciation and gratitude through the month of June, as we connect more into the earth and more into our bodies, is a really beautiful way of staying solid in yourself and staying stable while all the crazy starts to happen. So that's a big overview for June. And we have this beautiful full moon this weekend. So it's a really good time to look at whatever has been disturbing you, been troubling you, been burdensome in the last, month or so, and really connect to it. I like to write things down of what I want to release at all these full moons. And I start my page with, I graciously, gratefully, and lovingly choose to let go of and find release from. And then I list the things. And at the end of, when I've finished writing, across the page, I write the words, and so it is. And then I fold it up, place it on my heart with my hands, grateful for the lessons that I've had, grateful for the teachings that have come through, grateful for the awarenesses that these troubles, issues, or challenges have gifted me. And then I burn it. And then the next day I scatter the ashes in my garden or on a pot plant, and it's just done. There's a great sense of lightness. So we are halfway through the year, just in that month of halfway through the year. I would suggest, if you don't ever do anything around conscious release, do it this time. Do it on this weekend. And just feel the lightness that rises in you when you actually put it down on paper. What happens with a lot of us from that energetic perspective is our mind, our mental body, has so many thoughts running around all the time. And everything that's in our mind is as important as everything else. So whether you've got to pay a bill or whether you've got to take your dog for a walk, when they're in your head, they're all the same. They're energetic sensations and energetic impulses. So they're going all the time. So when we pick up a pen and a bit of paper and we start to write down things, what we're doing is we are bringing an energetic sensation into physicality. And when we can see it written down, it's out of our mind. It's out. So what you do with that then is you've either got things, ideas, inspirations, imaginations that you want to bring to life. You've just brought them into the time or the physicality to start manifesting and creating. Or if you're in the process of release, you're writing the things down so they're out. You've released them from your mind. You're creating space. Every time we create space and let something go, something better has the opportunity to pop in. Something better, higher, more aligned with where we're at has the opportunity to show itself. So there is a lot this month. And we also have in around about the 21st of June, we have the solstice energy. In the Northern Hemisphere, it is the summer solstice. It's the longest daylight hours for the year and the shortest night. In the Southern Hemisphere, where I'm from, it's the shortest day and the longest night. And the whole thing is about our ancestors and how they honoured the cycles of life. These solstices and the equinoxes are reference points in the Earth's dance around the sun that give us moments and opportunities to reassess, reset, realign with where we're at and where we're going. I call them universal gifts, beautiful universal gifts that are there for us to really drop into ourselves and pause and look deeply, reset. So we have that coming up in June, and I always find it's a beautiful celebration, whether you join with groups of people, whether you have a feast at home, whether you just sit and contemplate your life and really, celebrate and have gratitude. These are really important times. So my advice or my blessings and my intentions for you, anyone who's listening, is take this month to be in your body, ground into your body and ground into the earth. Be stable. So I've got a caller. Was it Julie from Florida?
Yes.
Jolie from Florida.
Yes. Yes.
Hi,
Yes.
how can I help?
Hi, I've talked to you before a while back. I'm just curious if you can tell. My fiance has passed 4 years ago. I'm just wondering if he's still around me and if he can hear me.
Bit muffled. Are you on loudspeaker? Because it's very muffled. I can't. It's not quite clear.
No,
You're asking me.
I'm not. I'm on cell phone.
Can you just repeat that, please?
I lost my fiance over 4 years ago come June 4th, and I was wondering if he's still around and if he can still hear me when I talk to him.
Okay, so you're wanting some mediumship. So I don't do mediumship, but I will tell you that all our loved ones, the ones that we have shared life and experiences with, feelings and heart connections, and shared ourselves with, we're always connected to them, always, through all of time. Our souls come together for a human experience. And we're still connected, even though we're not here physically. The little things that you'll be experiencing in your life, you might be, walking through your home and something's there and you'll have a memory of something that he said or something that you experienced together. That's a sense of presence. So your
and I'm also
connection.
an empath, so I can feel things too. So yes, I can understand what you say.
Yes. So we never really lose them. We just lose the physical. Well, I'm going to sound pretty blunt here, but we lose the physical meat suit. That's all we lose. The physical part of us goes, but the energy is always there. So I'm just going to put it this way. All the ancients, all the ancestors, and many, many Indigenous cultures across the planet all say that the universe exists within all of us. And I believe that's true. So if the universe exists within all of us, that means we can connect to everything in the universe. So that means we can stay connected to loved ones. We can bridge that physical barrier through, we can talk to them, we can feel them, we can share things with them, we can be having thoughts of them and giggle and have that sense of heart opening. So they're always around. They're always around. And sometimes you've just got to sit and say, I really would love some level of a sign or some level of interaction or something to know that you're here. Even though my soul knows you're with me and we're connected eternally, my physical self is missing your physical self. So can you give me a sign that you are still with me? I feel, for me, talking with you, the feeling I'm getting around you is that person is there. And for some reason, I don't know why, I just get this sense, I keep hearing, I've got your back, I've got your back, I've got your back, I've got your back. So I don't know whether this person was very supportive. I don't know whether this person was always sort of, believing in you or trying to get you to move forward. I'm not quite sure, but what I get this very strong sense of, I feel pressure on my back, is I've got your back. So those moments when you are with yourself and you want to connect, just go there, breathe in, bring that vision or that image of that beautiful, loving person into your awareness and commune with them from your heart. You might be surprised what answers come through or what comes back or what level of interaction is there for you. Are you there?
I've always felt something around me, but sometimes I don't feel it. I can understand what you're saying.
you're sensing that there's something around you. So you are feeling it.
Mm-hmm.
So just taking those moments, just sit down quietly. And you know what? This is something a friend of mine did. I'll share this with you very quickly. What she did when she lost her partner, what she used to do is every day she would set up a certain time through the day, and she set the intention that this is the time of the day where we're going to communicate. And she'd make herself a cup of tea, and she would sit down at this particular time, and she would be there ready. And she would just talk as if this person was with her. And she said she started to feel the interaction very, very strongly. So she proactively created a scenario for herself to be in that space. And she felt it. She does it every single day. She's way more at peace.
I also write to him, which has helped a lot for me. I also write to him. And has helped tremendously too.
So I hope that was helpful, Jolie.
Yes, it was. Thank you. Bye.
Do that. Blessings, lovely. So as I come to the end of my little time here, I just want to let you all know that you are your own medicine. You have all the answers. You have everything you need. You have the solutions. You are the medicine for your own spirit. If you're interested in what I do, because there's a lot of things I do, please visit my website, rayleneburn.com. I will be talking probably next time about the soul overviews that I offer. They are quite really beautiful and a lot of guidance in there for you month by month. But blessings, everyone. Thank you. All the best for June. I will see you next week at Medicine for Your Spirit.
You're listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, Enlightening Television. Welcome.
Time for Sacred Insight with
Andrea Bacon. Live from mindbodynourish.etsy.com. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is Sacred Insight on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hi everyone, how are you doing? I hope you're doing really awesome. Welcome to Sacred Insights. I'm your host, Andrea Bacon. I channel angels, spirit guides, and your loved ones on the other side, bringing through messages of hope and healing. So we just had a full moon in Sagittarius this past weekend. Some of you may have found emotions welling up to the surface that you thought you'd healed, that were done. And these moons have a way of bringing up more layers to be healed, like layers of an onion. So I know that being that a lot of you are on the spiritual journey, working towards moving past old energy in your life and creating joy and more love and happiness and abundance. A good thing to do, something that I like to recommend, is to pay attention to how you feel emotionally, like a few days before the moon. The full moon especially, but you can also do that with the new moon as well. The full moon is good for releasing, and the new moon is helpful for setting intentions. But it can show you, when you pay attention to how you're feeling, your emotions, the things that are coming up for you, it can really help you to see what still needs to be worked on. When you have that awareness, it can take away some negative emotions so that you're not cycling in a low feeling energy. Which is good because that helps self-sabotage. So if there's something that you're working on and trying, to do, and you have found that you're self-sabotaging, that's a good way to help prevent it, because then you can recognize it kind of when it comes up and have that awareness, and then allow it to just unfold. So the universe is always kind of giving us these infinite possibilities, and it's always working together for our good and supporting us. But sometimes we need to work on things first. And now we're going to take a caller. We have Lamira in Pennsylvania. How are you?
Hi, I'm fine. Yourself?
I'm sorry, what?
I said I'm fine.
Okay, great. I can hear you better now. So how can I help you today?
I would love a reading about love, because right now it seems like I'm not doing good in that department.
Sure. Let me grab a deck. Okay. And how do you say your name, Lamira?
Yes, Lamira.
Okay. Let me see for Lamira and love. What does she need to know? What is coming in right now? Okay, so there's some heart chakra healing. The heart chakra card came out. So you might be having, patterns or things happening in relationships, because there could be a blockage to the giving and receiving. Feeling vulnerability, feeling open, and just like I talk about a lot, kind of healing wounds from the past that may have kind of blocked off the heart chakra. And I think a lot of it has to, like I'm picking up, a lot of it has to do with self-love. And, just we can be conditioned by well-meaning people in our environment when we're growing up. But, sometimes we can be conditioned to think that self-love is selfish or overrated, or, you know, whatever the case may be. But really, you do have a lot of energy that is coming up in this reading that's fertile. It's like bringing in new things. You're able to, you have this energy where you are able to bring in what it is that you want. You know, creating, manifesting, and setting intentions. And so you have a lot of cards that are in the major arcana, and that's a really powerful energy. And you are like really intuitive is what is coming through. Okay. So I feel like changing your focus on is from feeling like, you know, things don't work out in that department is important, as well as what's going to be important for you is meditating and working on your energy centers to connect more with your intuition, because you have a lot of intuitive abilities. Let's see. You may have felt, you know, a lot, like it's coming up in this reading that in the past there was this hopeless feeling, and that you had to walk because